No. All right, Pisces, as we get into your reading, I want to welcome you first and foremost. Thank you for watching. For all of my returners and the newbies, any questions that you may need answers to may be found in the description box. A lot of links, my contact information. Follow me online at iBuns through Instagram or Twitter. We're also on, Clubhouse at Pisces TV. A lot of specials, the daily coupon codes and stuff like that are on the community board. So after the video, be sure to go there, check it out, and join us on Patreon. Today we are having a group discussion in the Occult Anatomy group, and it's a secret. I'm going to tell you what it is till later. But those of you who are curious to say, what is that? Well, are you a conspiracy theorist, or you are a very philosophical person that likes to understand life or religion or science and all kind of stuff? Go check it out. Click Patreon and look at the discussion groups, as well as the services that I have available. So we're going to get started. This is something that I wanted to do with you. I have not shuffled the cards yet. I'm going to see what the message is going to be about for us today. I want to shuffle them now. And don't worry, it's off camera. For those of you that are new, I know y'all like looking, but it's like hard for me to like lean over and go, with these big old round cards, because they're all okay. Well, these two just got in my hand, so we'll take that. They into something for sure. Please forgive me. Ain't that some shit? Look at that. Even though this talks about the desert, and somebody told me the philosophical story behind, like they said, a shaman's death or something about the desert. That's crazy. We got the eyeballs. We got the bardo at the bottom. I was going to say bando. And then we have the riddle at the top of the deck. So there's something about a riddle, child. And I see a thread or a cord and all kind of stuff. Look at that. That might be a little heavy. So let's check it out. But that's something kind of cool. I immediately see justice in this Alethea card. Or just the duality of the black and white and the roses, the light and the dark, the yin and the yang. You know what I'm saying? I got the pentacle, I got the flower. So there's something about like the world and like the earth. It may not be in this book. I'm just saying intuitively what I'm taking from the picture. This is like money and this is like prosperity, maybe balancing between the two. And then looking at these little hands right here, child, this look like I'm sorry, but we finna see. We're gonna start with the desert and see how that feeds into Alethea, or how Alethea feeds into the desert. So give me a moment, because y'all know these long what is it called, Roman numerals. I have to go through the book to get, and I really don't feel like editing it out. So y'all know when I use these cards that we kind of just get through this together, and I love y'all. Okay, I do. So the desert, we have the drought, the wasteland. Okay, so here we are with the desert. The desert leaves us disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles, we are confronted with a lack of clarity and existential dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with the life to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach water again, you can tap into the potential energy of the landscape. Its lights are blindingly bright, and its dark, terrifyingly deep. So look at that. Look at that. Okay. Which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. I love that. And see, here we have the little eyeball, and I think about the third eye and the mystical magicalness of, sight. Okay, so that kind of feeds into that. We have here the desert that otherwise, truth resides in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. The crows, the shadows, and the coyotes surround you. Let the winds and sands work their deep magic, weary traveler. Okay, so I love that, because the travelers are those that seek light, and you go a distance to get that. And the journey is not hard, but isn't easy. And I wouldn't categorize it either. because it's something that is kind of like hard to explain and shouldn't be categorized, and is absolutely dope and great and awesome. If, like the book says, you can muster through it. Okay, so this kind of gave me the feeling of when I hear celebrities tell their stories, honey, and how they sound worse than the average person, and the shit they had to go through, and the sleeping conditions, and the money, and what they had to eat, and who listened and who didn't listen, and I was by myself, and I was in my car, and all that kind of stuff. And then you look at them telling that story on a publicized network that has millions of views, if not the Super Bowl commercial or something, right? So the desert is alive and pulsing with energy despite its desolate appearance. Turn toward it rather than away from it. So those of us that do not fear and kind of wander through this wasteland to come out on the other side or something like that, I like it. Now, if you wonder why did I chuckle when it said the coyotes, the shadows, and the crows, I know that Two of Swords energy, where it talks about being at the center and things could go any which way because everybody's there, and you have to use that discernment, which discernment is also in the Justice card. But this guy told me a story about coyotes once when he was traveling through the deserts of California, and I'm like, if that's who tries to call me to apologize, blocked. Okay, so yeah. We've been talking about Libra a lot. For some of you, it's other water signs and fire signs that you're dealing with. But those of you who were like, I'm not dealing with that Virgo, child, he was a Virgo. So we're going to all, as a collective, get together and block them Virgos, okay? When in light, it talks about surreal, strange, unexpected visions. Some of you guys may be having some dreams or something like that. And it also talks about silence. So it's like whatever you see, whatever you do, don't speak of it. When in dark, it talks about drying, disorienting, and isolating. So see, when we be in our darker moments and we see it as isolation and we see it as, all the negatives, take a look at that. We may need to drink some more water too. I did see the Nine of Cups yesterday. And so, we never just think of simple, general things when we do tarot. It all has to be something big and spiritual and enlightening, and that's true too. But little things like dry and thirsty and all that kind of stuff could also say you may want to take a bath and drink some extra water. I'm saying you don't got to get so serious, you ain't got to be so deep. So now we're going to go to Alethea as the thread just passed by me. Let me be nosy. The path, the vein, the circuit. Okay, life is a tangle of solutions. I'm just being nosy, honey. The meaning within chaos, binding and frustrating. Okay, so we didn't get that card, but I just happened to see it because I don't think Alethea dealing with that. Especially if this thirsty person come with that kind of energy. But here we got truth. Okay, with those apologetic hands right there. It says, our soul recognizes the truth when someone speaks it. A cool wave of relief washes over the room and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Alethea. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. See how that third eye and that intuition and the visions and all that kind of stuff. We can also recognize Alethea by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. The Alethea card requires us to step up toward an act of truth. This may look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. See what I'm saying? I don't know what that is, okay? But if it's been a dry season for somebody, in whatever way, honey, we are reclaiming your own truth in a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of being in the world. So this has been an isolation outside of the world, or whatever the world consists of. And didn't I just say the world and the earth and prosperity versus, okay, see, I like all that. Truth has its own wings. Set it free is what I got here. It says clarity, revelation, and disclosure. When in dark, it talks about gaslighting, excuses, and distortion. So I could definitely see that. Okay, the apology, where you done gas some up or whatever. I don't know what happened, but as you can clearly see, these two energies not only feed off each other, but tell a story of some sort, okay? And because Alethea is coming out crossing or challenging the desert, it does talk about the truth along your path, because I still get this crossroad energy, because it talked about coyotes and shadows, and I know that healers and empaths and regular folks and emperors and empresses, child, the king of wands, the knight of cups, whoever, everybody is in this forest or this crossroad, and Alethea comes here with the truth crossing it. So whatever, that's what I got. It's the truth about something. I see an apology or a realization of some sort, and we will get this out, okay? So as we continue throughout the day, we do still have the Saturday live coming up maybe around noon, okay? And if we do any love readings or finance readings, honey, or twin flame soulmate readings, we'll see if any of this desert or Alethea energy appears back up in it. How about that? Until next time, Pisces, namaste.